Hi, Stacy. I'm going to try to help you this way with your charts. Here are the three charts that you had submitted. So right here, I had written from this point on the chart down, it doesn't look like you researched a BS in psychology. I asked what you looked up, and I said I should see your entire concentration here, which you did fix over here. You did put that in, which was great. However, you still had some courses, all of these, that didn't have anything to do with your concentration and needed to be removed. I shouldn't see these kinds of courses in the college research chart. All I'm looking for is what do other colleges, okay, you have Arizona State and University of Arizona, what do they require for a degree in psychology? So I think nope, this isn't the latest one. So this must have been the latest one that I graded because it's certainly, it's got all these classes. But all of these things in yellow need to come out. What else do these two colleges require for a degree in psychology? And it's got to be more than this. I should be seeing similar courses. Courses, most college degrees in psychology are going to require very similar courses here. What we're trying to do is make sure that you know what a psychology degree should have in it so that you are educated about what needs to go into your degree. And I also want to know what other colleges think is important. Maybe in the other colleges you researched, they think educational psychology is important and you don't have it in your degree. So if we have room, we might consider putting it in there. But really, it's a comparison to see how does your degree compare to the others. All of this yellow stuff needs to go. It's got nothing to do with psychology. Now, up here, you have Introduction to Psychology at this college, and then here next to it, you have Introduction to Philosophy. I should see right here, Introduction to Psychology, because you've taken it. Okay? And down here where it says Human Development, I believe you've taken Human Development. You have to have that pretty much for your degree with us. So you would write Human Development. Okay, now this you did right. You have Intro to Statistics, statistics for this one, and statistics and activity-based approach. So that's correct. This one, social statistics. Only Arizona State is requiring that. So I would actually remove this class and I would take it off the chart completely and just delete this row. If only one college requires something and you don't have it in your degree, then you can delete it. This one here, it says research methods, and then you have research methods for social sciences. Perfect, that's great. Psychological measurement and statistics is not the same class as brain and behavior, but you also don't have anything like this class, and this is the only college requiring that, so I would get rid of it. You're taking statistics, you're taking a research methods class, you don't need this. So this whole row and these things go away. Okay, so we're going to delete the entire row, and that goes bye-bye. Now, here you have writing emphasis and child development. That's not correct. So if I were to correct this chart as it is right now, I would be taking out all of this stuff and all of these things here, natural science, all the way up to here, because these are not things that you need. Okay? So now your chart's starting to look more like what it should for a psychology degree. Delete entire row. And right here, what is this elective? Like, well, you have sociology, so that's fine. I guess I would leave that here. So now that I see it says social elective, we'll take that off. So that can stay. Right here, we're going to get rid of Introduction to Philosophy because you actually want Intro to Psychology. Okay, you should have Human Development somewhere in your degree, so we get rid of Brain and Behavior. So right now this is looking more correct, but it's also looking very empty over here. I need you to go back into these two colleges and see what else they require. And when you go to talk about your degree at Empire State, and I'll write this down here and I will attach it in an email to you, what you need to say is that for a degree, for a bachelor's degree at Empire State College, you must have 124 credits overall, 45 of those credits must be upper level, and 24 of those upper level credits should be in your concentration. And by your, I mean you. So you would want to say should be in my concentration. Okay, and over here, well, let me just change that. I must have. Okay. Then what you need to say is how many credits, how many advanced credits you actually have in your concentration, and that is shown to you at the bottom of your degree plan. So you would say my degree plan has how many overall advanced credits with how many in my concentration. Okay, so you need to fill in the blanks with those numbers. But this right here, this goes in your essay, your academic expectations. When you talk about what each college requires for a bachelor's degree. So I expect to see what these other two colleges want for a bachelor's degree, and then you're going to talk about that. So I need to see the coursework in your chart, and then you're going to talk about in your essay what they expect. And this is what you will put for Empire State. Okay? So down here, you still have this error here. So that wasn't fixed. It should be lab, not lag. So now it's correct. Okay? Looks like your gen ed is correct. You have them in the right order here. That's great. Now, this is your knowledge base. These are your area of study guidelines. No, these are your area of study guidelines, and these are your APA guidelines. So right here, I said, do these classes discuss ethics and or represent the diverse population, the ones that I've highlighted? You need to go in and look at the course description if you haven't already taken them, because this guideline wants ethical and social, and reads social as culturally diverse, okay? That's the key here. So your courses that you have over here need to demonstrate that you have ethics in there, social responsibility, and that you have a knowledge of diversity. I think abnormal helps cover diversity. Counseling theory should cover ethics. Theories of personality may cover the social. I'm not sure if it covers diverse. Again, that's something that you need to look at when you look at the description. And when you write the essay, I expect you to speak about each of these courses and how they meet the guidelines. This is why I like more than one course over here, because I want to know, I don't necessarily think that one course will meet the entire guideline. Counseling theory might just have the ethical and social. Something else might cover the diverse, but not these two. So I think a couple of courses together soundly covers an area. So just make sure that the courses you have here soundly discuss these things and match up to what's described here. Now down here I said, in your second draft I said these two didn't fit here, and to look at what I had highlighted in the description of the guidelines. So go back to the second draft and what I highlighted, and fix this, because these don't match. And then down here I said, I've been telling you since draft number 2 that this doesn't fit here. Go back and look at what's highlighted and find courses that fit this. This is looking for community, culture, and society. Reflective learning has no place here. Okay, this one I said, again, I've been telling you since draft number 2, these don't work here. So, I think my frustration was that I had been very clear of what belonged in different places, and that wasn't being addressed. So hopefully what I've just discussed here will help you at least make the corrections that are here, and then also to go further with this discussion of the colleges. On Arizona State University, which is which you've got here, Arizona State University. And this is what they say they need you to study in your bachelor degree program for psychology, and the different kinds of things that they expect your degree to cover. So I look down here, you want a psychology BS, Yep, that's you, Psychology BS, or BIS Concentration Psychology. I don't know what BIS is, but let's check it out. And this is fantastic. This is exactly what I'm looking for. This is what they want you to have: Intro to Psych, Intro to Statistics, and Research Methods. So when I go over here for this one, I do see Intro to Psych, so they do require that. They do require Intro to Statistics, which you have, and they want a Research Methods, which you have. Then look down here. They want Personality Theory and Research, which you have right here. Theories of Personality, but they call it Personality. And they want Abnormal Psych. And they want Learning and Motivation, Sensation and Perception. I think you have Sensation and Perception somewhere in here. Ooh, I thought you did. You've got Cognitive Psych. So we'll put that in here because it's similar, unless I see it up here. If you need to add extra courses, I would definitely put in Sensation and Perception. If we're at your cap, then we'll say that Cognitive Psych is similar enough. And they want Memory and Cognition. I'm actually surprised not to see Learning and Memory in yours, because that is an important course. So you know, I would have Learning and Memory in your degree if we can fit it in. And then Sensation and Perception should be in your degree if you can fit it in. And then your Sensation and Perception would match up with theirs down here. So I'm going to put this up here. They want Memory and Cognition. And they also want Learning and Motivation. And I think that that's very similar to Learning and Memory. So Learning and Memory, Learning and Motivation, and then Memory and Cognition. So Memory and Cognition definitely matches up here. I'm going to remove Sensation and Perception from down here, and I'm going to put in Memory and Cognition. And I'm going to get rid of it from up here, but I do want you to look at Sensation and Perception. Now I go down here, I see Developmental Psych, Environmental Psych, Social Psychology. So they do have some things that you don't, but I don't think that necessarily means your degree is less than. I think this is a pretty solid comparison now if you add in these things. This is Physiological Psychology. You have Cultural Psych. They have Developmental Psych. You know, again, I'm not a psych person, but I would look this up. What is Developmental Psychology? I'd look it up in theirs, and then I'd look and see if any of the courses I already had matches up to this. Now you have Adolescent Development here. Maybe this is similar to their Developmental Psychology. I don't know. So I would want to find that out. So I would say, is Adolescent Development similar to Developmental Psychology that this college requires? So is ESC's, all right, and we'll see if that matches up. And then, you know, really you've got a lot that's similar. So I think this is a decent degree. That you're taking Educational Psych, they want Environmental Psych. You know, does any of your work here cover Environmental Psych? You know, you've got Cultural and Educational. Maybe that can be considered environmental. So I would ask that question here. Does their class of Environmental Psych compare to your Cultural Psych and Educational Psych? Right, so this is all the video is going to let me record for now. I'm going to email this to you, but then you need to do the similar thing for this college. So you need to look up these things here, and then you need to do the same thing that I just did for this college right here. And then if you submit that and fix the errors down below, you should be good. But again, I want to see it before you submit it as your charts. I mean, before you do your academic expectations essay. Okay, thank you.